I'm so happy to be here tonight to present the Hillman Prize to ABC 15 Arizona for politically charged. Police and prosecutors made up what they said was a criminal street gang and charged protesters for being in it. They lied to a secret grand jury to obtain felony charges against them. The protesters faced decades in prisons. This happened in Phoenix, Arizona in 2020, during the national reckoning over police violence after the George Floyd murder. And ABC 15 proved that this was not just one made of many lies told by the Phoenix Police Department and the Maricopa County Attorney's Office to target community activists, mass arrest protesters, and silence dissent. They found that back in 2019, officers and prosecutors knowingly attempt to pin false charges on a public defender and Black Lives Matter activists. And they discovered in 2017, officers had shared and sold challenge coins, which riffed on known fascist slogans to celebrate shooting a protester in the groin. The impact and fallout from politically charged will reverberate for years to come. At least 16 police officers and county prosecutors were reassigned. Some officers are under criminal investigation. Multiple outside investigations have confirmed that ABC 15's reporting, the Maricopa County Attorney and other high-level county attorney's office officials resigned. The police chief was suspended. 3 assistant chiefs were demoted. Multiple class action suits were filed. Most importantly, every felony protest case, 39 in total, brought against the protesters was dismissed. The city of Phoenix approved the creation of a civilian oversight board for police misconduct, and the Maricopa City Attorney's Office and Phoenix Police Department now collectively face more than $100 million in legal claims and lawsuits for their misconduct in protest cases. And finally, the Department of Justice opened a sweeping pattern of practice investigation into the Phoenix Police Department, which is ongoing. Politically charged exposes one of the most recent and disturbing abuse of power in modern American policing. It is local investigative reporting at its very best that I am pleased to call executive producer Shawn Martin up to accept the award.
I will say, Dave couldn't be here tonight. He's had some recent losses in his family, so he had to be home with his wife and his 2 daughters. So he sends along his, his appreciation. I also just wanted to point out how honored I am by this award. My father just recently retired after many, many years. He started at 17 years old in a gravel pit, and he worked in that same gravel pit his whole life. He started with the shovel, and he worked his way up to the point where he was running the batch plant that builds the roads in Phoenix, Arizona. And he was a union member all those years. So I think he'd get a real kick out of me getting this award. So start with a little bit of breaking news from today. The police chief, Jerry Williams, announced her retirement. She'll be retiring in the summer. This follows Alistair Adele, the county attorney's retirement a few months ago. Just last week, we had reported that challenge coin you saw that was used to celebrate a grotesque, incident where a man who had come to kind of drag somebody out who had just been shot in the back by a gas canister during a protest in 2017 was then shot in the groin with a gas canister. They made that coin you saw to celebrate that. It riffs on Good Night Left Side, which is a white supremacist slogan. And so that's going there. And this was investigated, and they found, this was just some officers that were doing it. There's no real big story here. Well, we had found out recently that coin was presented in the police training academy. And the officer who did the shooting was brought in and was kind of celebrated as this folk hero. And that police academy doesn't just train Phoenix police officers, they train multiple officers around the Valley of the Sun where I live. So that was disheartening. Those 3 chiefs that were demoted, they were told that they'd be demoted and just kind of fall in line, you're going to take the hit. Well, recently they decided to file a lawsuit because they say, it wasn't just us. Everybody knew about this. The chief knew about this for months. And because of the reporting we do and because of how just kind of we're going to go all the way, we got those audio tapes to prove it. And so it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride with this story. I will share with you the story that Dave wanted me to share, which was the first time he called me and I was sitting in the office. He's like, Shawn, I just got this amazing tip. I almost can't believe it's true, but it sounds like the Maricopa County Attorney's Office is going to charge 17 protesters as gang members. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, I called the PIO and she confirmed it. They all wore black. They all carried umbrellas. They all chanted the same things. So maybe after a rainy night in Yankee Stadium, y'all could be part of a gang. And we would have laughed, but it was true. And these people were facing, 30, 40 years in prison for this. And so it was a true shot at the First Amendment. And it was horrifying. And when we first started to do this investigation, we said, well, do we call this politically charged? Can we go that far? And, after all of the evidence that we found, these are political prosecutions. They were meant to silence people. And that's terrifying. Cops went into court and lied, said that, protesters carried around sharpened umbrellas like the Penguin and Batman. None of it was true. Didn't attack one officer. No sharpened umbrellas. They were just cheap dollar store umbrellas that they had bought so they wouldn't get doxxed and they wouldn't get pepper sprayed. And I don't really know how to end this other than to tell you what Dave wanted me to share with you guys, which is the decade or so that we've worked together. Like I said, sometimes we think tips come in and we're like, there's just no way this can be true. And in Phoenix and in Arizona, if it sounds too crazy to be true, sometimes it is. And so if, I know a lot of you guys work on the national stage, if you guys get tips from Arizona and you're just like, there's just no way, you should probably look into it. You probably got a great story on your hands. So thank you very much. Tremendous honor. Thank you so much.